my name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of The Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas. Today's episode is, I believe, 47. It might be 48. I really don't know because I forgot to check. But thank you so much for tuning in. I know I've gotten a lot of new viewers recently, so thank you for joining us, and I hope you really enjoy the podcast. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and thanks so much for sticking around. So like I said, my name is Sharon, and I own The Modern Skein, which is the yarn store here in Montgomery, Texas. And I feel like I'm really crooked today because I'm filming at a little bit different spot and on an angle. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to do it anyway. Wow. Okay, so last week was the first Greater Houston area yarn crawl, which we are calling the Texas Yarn Trail, and it was a huge success. So thank you to each and every one of you guys that participated and did the trail. Even if you didn't officially do the trail, we still thank you so much, and I hope you will officially do the trail next year. And yes, we are going to do it next year. The store owners that participated this year, we're all meeting this week and hashing out details, and hopefully we'll be putting out a save the date in the next week or two. And then obviously as we get closer and closer to the next year's event, then more details will come soon. But we will have it again next year for sure, and hopefully we can increase the amount of shops that are participating in next year as well. Okay. What else? Next week I am going to be on my family vacation, so I am going to film some content because the place where we're going actually has a yarn shop, and I am hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be visiting it. So hopefully when I get back I can pop up a quick little filmed on location episode. It won't be a traditional episode like one of these, but it will be some content nonetheless. Okay, so finished objects. As you might notice, I am wearing my 3-color cashmere cowl. Let me do the obligatory ta-da! So this is a pattern by Joji Locatelli called the 3-color cashmere cowl, and it's a really pretty easy pattern. There's a simple little lace section, there's stripes, there's some eyelets. I've got a hair on my face, pardon me. And it's 3 colors. Okay. I think I'm good. It's 3 colors. And I knit this out of Chelsea Luxe. So Chelsea Luxe, if you don't know already, Chelsea Luxe is dyed by my good friend Christina from the Chelsea Pearls Yarn Shop in Red Bank, New Jersey. And we are lucky enough to be carrying her yarn, Chelsea Luxe, in our store. We launched it for the week of the yarn crawl, and we have 2 of her bases. We have her single ply for her fingering, and we have her DK, and we have a few skeins left of the rustic DK, which is a tweed DK. So when we talk about yarn and everything, then I'll show you those as well. But just for reference, the dark charcoal color is, I believe, called charcoal. Then you have Sunday Times, and then, of course, one of her most known for colorways is Favorite Leather Boot. It is the perfect mustard gold. It is beyond amazing. Other finished objects, I actually have 2 more finished objects for a total of 3 because I finished this one last episode, but I don't think I ever showed it to you completely finished. I may be wrong. I don't go back and watch my episodes because I don't know why. I mean, like editing and stuff, but I can't rewatch an episode. It's too weird. So anyway, I can rewatch other people's episodes 50,000 million times. I can't rewatch myself. But okay, so this is the Tilde. It's got schmutz all over it. Okay, this is the Tilde sweater. It is by a lovely lady whose name I can't pronounce. She is French, but if you look it up on Ravelry or the internet, it is TILD sweater. And it is a beautiful deep raglan sweater that I knit holding a skein or a strand of, let me see if I can get this to not blow out. There we go. A strand of Shibui linen reed and a strand of mohair. And you can get an extremely similar effect by holding a strand of our BC Garn Lino and a strand of mohair that we have off the shelf. So Suburban Stitcher, Ching, Hedgehog Fibers. We just restocked almost all the colors. I'm still waiting on one or two more colors. But we have, as of right now, all but I think 2 colors in full sweater quantities of the Lino. And then we should be getting a new shipment of mohair in probably in the next, I think it's about a 4-week turnaround time right now. So look for that coming soon. We have a nice variety of mohairs right now. We don't have a ton of neutral colors, but we do have a lot of nice pinks and greens and teals. And I do have some grays and smoky taupes as well, and some fun multicolors. But we will be getting in some more neutrals and some more solid colors as well for pairing up for either things like tilled sweaters or as we're moving into sweater weather, hopefully at least, then some fun pairings for things like, what's it called? Just went out of my head. No frills cardigan, well, there's no frills. I think there's a no frills cardigan. The no frills pullover, just holding mohair with whatever you want, ranunculuses, what else will I hold mohair with? Have I got anything I'm working on? Well, one of my scrappy cardigans I'm holding mohair together with. So anyway, long story short, we're getting in mohair. But this is the tilled sweater. And then last but not, where am I going to put this? Last but not least, I finished my Navily tee. I have not woven in my ends completely. I need to trim them up and weave in a couple. But, let's see, is that the front? Yes. So, here is my Navily tee. Ta-da! It is so cute. Now you will notice I did something different on my sleeves. So I did one sleeve like the pattern suggested, which is you knit 2 inches in the main body color and then you knit 2 1/4 inches in one of the contrasting colors, fold it over. So you have a folded over sleeve. It was so thick, the fabric being double layered, because it was essentially double layered fabric. I did not like the feel or the look of it. No, I take that back. The look was really good. I did not like the way it felt on my arm and the weight that it added to the sweater. So I ripped that out and I just did knitting my 2 inches and then knit another, I think, 6 rows in my contrast color and then did an I-cord bind off. It flares out a little more than obviously what would have happened if you did it per the pattern, but it gives a somewhat similar effect, but with no ribbing, obviously. So I like it. It just goes to show you a little way you can customize the pattern to suit you. Show you a little more up close. So there you can see. You know, a folded over cuff can be really nice. In some instances, I just felt it was a little too heavy for this top, for me and my preferences. Other than that, I did no other modifications. I knit everything according to pattern. I actually even used the same needles that she called for in the pattern and actually got gauge, shockingly enough. Normally, me and Caitlin Hunter have a different gauge, and so I usually have to size up or down in needle. And yes, that sounds odd saying up or down, but sometimes I knit at a tighter gauge and sometimes I knit at a looser gauge with her patterns. I don't know, maybe sometimes I'm stressed when I'm knitting her pattern, sometimes I'm not. I don't really have an answer for that. The only thing I did not do, as I pretty much, knock on wood, never do, is change needles on my color work. I have a very good method of doing two-handed color work, and my floats have an even tension, and my gauge doesn't change on my color work. So, this is the Navily Tee. My colors are, for my main body, this is called Cactus Moonsoil from Life in the Long Grass. It's a beautiful color. It has some rich pops of purple every now and then. And then this color is, I believe, Wheat by Life in the Long Grass as well. I know for sure it's Life in the Long Grass. Wheat might be the wrong word for it, but it is a Life in the Long Grass color that we don't have right now at the moment. And then this pale blush color is by Ching Fibers, and it just went out of my head. Dust. It's called Dust. It's, whoops, wrong direction. This color right here. Ta-da! So we can get you very similar colors, or pick out your own palette here at the shop, or if you want to order online, just give us an email or a shout out. We can help you pick up some really pretty colors. Okay, so as far as getting knitting done, it was the week of the yarn crawls. So, of course, at the shop, I got next to no knitting ever done, except there was, Sunday afternoon, I actually got a little bit of knitting done before the bus of people and the craziness. That was so much fun, but it was crazy. I did get a little bit of knitting done. I'll show you. Okay, so this is my, and then at night I was just worn out, literally. Okay, so I normally don't take naps. I always talk about taking naps, but I never actually end up taking them because I have too many things I need to get done. And I think it was Wednesday, after a long day here at the shop, I was starting to get a headache. I was tired. I was just exhausted. I went home. So I get home around like 5:30. I think there was people that stayed late that night, so maybe like 5:45. I walked into the house. I put my stuff down. Josh was in the kitchen. I was like, I gotta go lay down. I love you, but I gotta go lay down. I went down on the couch. I went right into our bedroom, lay down on the bed. He woke me up at 7 o'clock saying, hey, do you need to eat something? And the answer was yes. But, yeah. Like I said, exhausting, but so much fun. So, that was a rabbit trail. This is my turtle dove. No, it's not. I keep calling this turtle dove. I've knit turtle dove twice. I'm not knitting it a third time. And I knit it twice, not to get two different sweaters. I knit the same sweater twice. Knit it, ripped it all out, knit it again. And actually, I really need to rip out the binding and add another 2 inches to it. Still not going to do that, though. This is my Cedar Point sweater, also by the lovely ladies at Espace Tricot. This is from Melissa. And so, you can see, I now, from my sleeve separation, have about 5.5, maybe 6 inches. I need to go to 11, so I still have a ways to go. This is going to be a lovely, oversized, kind of like, it's not really a poncho, but I'm going to have a solid, like 5 inches of positive ease, and I'm knitting the smaller size. But I just love the coziness of this sweater. It's kind of a funnel neck, as you can see, a rolled funnel neck, really easy, chic. Now I'm using yarn that I picked up while I was on vacation at Blazing Needles, so this is not yarn that I stock, but we do have similar options, because it's just done using a strand of fingering weight and a strand of mohair. You can obviously leave the mohair out and just do 2 strands of fingering, not held together, but 2 colors of fingering weight yarn. This is Shibui Silk Cloud the tweed silk cloud, and then a strand of Brooklyn tweed Peary. I believe this color is called Bone, and then this one's like Abyss something. It's black. It's just black. But holding the Shibui Silk Cloud tweed with it gives it that kind of modeledness, which is really cool. Try not to hit the microphone. You can see there. Okay. So, like I said, I worked a little bit on that. And then coffee. What else did I work on? Okay. So I did cast on something because I just was looking at all my whips and like, I don't want to do any of these one night. And so I cast on. And I think it's working out well. Get it here. I cast on what's called the Bouquet Sweater by Yonko Odamoto. And we just got into the color work. So my yarn is some leftover nightshades in the 1257 colorway. And then this contrasting color is this kind of peachy awesomeness that I actually picked up. I'm trying to use some stash. So this is stash, and then this is stash from about a year ago when I went to New York for my friend's wedding. I picked up this locally spun and dyed yarn from New York. Let me see if I can find the content. It's called Handmade Travel. No, I take that back. It's spun in New Zealand, but it's dyed in central New York. And it's 100% ethical superfine merino, and the color's called Rosewood. You can see there. It's real pretty. It's kind of reminds me of blush, but sandier and peachier and browner. So more my color. And I have just enough of the nightshades left to do the sweater. Now, I will not be doing all of the color work charts that are in this sweater. I'm starting out with the first part, but when we transition, then I'm only going to continue with the front. I'm not going to do the back and the sleeves in color work. I just want to stand it out, and I don't have quite enough to do all of the color work. So that's what I'm going to do. I love color work, and so I was just itching for a color work thing to do. Oh, excuse me. I worked out this morning. Okay. So that's that project. I still have this, also a pattern by Yonko Odamoto. I really do love her patterns. They're very precisely written, step by step. This, I think it's just because I've done the same repeat over and over and over and over again. I'm like 8 rows from changing the repeat, but it's really hard to get through these last 8 rows. That's just me, because I'm ready to start the next part. But this is a sweater called Little Garden. It's really not well, it is a sweater. It's a, I would call it a shrug cardigan, because it doesn't really have sleeves. It has more like armhole capelet things, and then you just kind of shrug it on and it falls over your shoulder and yada yada. It's called the Little Garden. That's the front. that's the back. And the color is not that color green. This is, that's a little better color-wise. It's more golden than that. This is Aroha by Happy Go Knitting from New Zealand. And this is a Merino Cross Polworth hand-spun yarn that she hand dyes in New Zealand. Not hand-spun yarn. It's spun in New Zealand or Australia, one of the two. And then she dyes it in New Zealand. So it's a very soft rustic wool. It's extremely soft. I mean, yeah, this is not rustic in the sense that it's scratchy at all. This is just a beautiful, toothy, lovely wool that's showing the crisp definition of all of this kind of eyelet and cable. There's not really true cables on here. There's twisting stitches, but there's not really a true cable patterning. Anyway, hopefully I can muscle through and get on to the next section very quickly. Last but not least, certainly not least, I am still working on my Marled Mania cardigan to get through all of my yarn single skeins from Vogue. So I can't remember where I was last time, but I have bound off. I'm actually going to go back and pick this up and redo the bottom edging because I'm not a big fan of this I-cord edge. It looks a little funky to me. So I'm going to redo that, but I am almost done with the sleeve. Woohoo! I've got like another couple more rows with color and then I move on to ribbing. Ta-da! Sleeve. So I've just mimicked, obviously shortened it a wee bit, but mimicked the color changes on here. And the sleeves are supposed to be kind of extra long. You kind of fold them up because they're going to get a cuff like this. So one sleeve almost done, and then one sleeve to go. Okay, that is all that I currently have cast on. Now, well, that's not true actually, because one of these projects, I'm going to show you real quick. What time is it? Oh, I gotta hurry. Yes, I'm going to show you real quick what I am planning on taking to my trip to Bermuda on my family vacation. And I say family vacation because literally all of our family is coming with us, which is awesome. And I say all of our family, our parents, that's all. That's not all of our family, obviously. It's just my mom and me and Josh and his parents. That's it. Okay, so anyway, I am taking this, which I don't have much started on it. Ta-da! This is a shawl called something, by Stephen West. It's part of his yarn along that I participated in this year. I think it's Fading Waves, Choppy Waves, some wave. I think it's Choppy Waves. And so I'm taking that to work on, and then I'm only taking one other project because I want to make some progress on both. The other one, both me and my mom are casting this on. In fact, I think she actually cast hers on last night, which is fine. So you can have a little head start. I don't have a problem with that. But we are both doing a sweater together. And we are doing the Night Nook sweater. So this is a really fun striped sweater by Stephen West. It calls for bulky weight yarn, and we are both actually going to use Aran weight yarn. And we're just sizing down a little bit, and that's it. So her colors are really pretty. She's using the Croft by West Yorkshire Spinners and Jamieson and Smith. And of course we do sell that in the store. She's using one of the like moss greens as her main body color, and one of the speckled greens and blues as her contrast color. And then I am using this, which is Ching Fibers 100% BFL Aran weight in the Blue Finch colorway as my main body color. Of course, yes, that's Blue Finch. That's my color with Ching. I just adore it. And then I am doing my contrast color in this, which is Croft by West Yorkshire Spinners and Jamieson and Smith. And it's their gray. I think this is Lyric. And it's kind of a blue gray, which is perfect because Blue Finch has bits of this gray and blue gray in there. So those are my two colors, and I'm taking that and casting that on our trip, and then hopefully trying to finish up that shawl as well. Okay, now on to the good stuff. All of the yarn that we got in. So I'm going to be working today and the rest of this week to get this up online, so stay tuned, bear with me. It's a little bit of a process to get it all up online. But first off, let me show you real quick. We had a trunk show with Chicken Coop Dye Works, and I have just a few little bits of it left. In fingering weight, I have her herb colorway, which is really cute. I have some of her Austin Sandstone. I have some of the Yardbird. Really pretty. And I have a little bit of Drizzle. And then on DK, I have just 3 colors, and there's literally just one skein of each. Salt and Pepper, Texas Tea, this is a beautiful rich color, and Sable. So that's all we have left of her yarn. But then for Chelsea Luxe, now some colorways we did sell out of already. I'm going to try and do all the fingering first. So favorite leather boot, I only have, I think, 2 skeins, maybe 3 skeins left of favorite leather boot in fingering weight. So be mindful of that. This is Pistachio Promise. Beautiful. If you like sage and minty greens, this one is for you. Sunday Times, a few skeins left of this. Perfect neutral. The ever popular Rose Gold. Just a few skeins left of Rose Gold on fingering. What else? Oh, Stiletto and Jeans. She made this colorway up nude for us and for fall. So we have Stiletto and Jeans still on fingering, and I have a little bit on DK as well. I'll show you that. This is Mini Mobius, very popular color this past crawl. This is Rose Warrior. Love this color. This is Honeybee. Where'd the other one? Oh, yeah. This is Scottish Rose. Beautiful moody color. This is Tin Can. Pairs great with Honeybee and Sunday Times. That makes a great 3-color cowl or throw in favorite leather boot. And Pink Peony. So that's all I have left on fingering. On DK, I have, like I said, a couple things of favorite leather boot still. I do have some Rose Warrior. I think I might have sweater quantity of Rose Warrior still. Maybe not. I know I do not vintage denim. That is almost, I think this, and I have one more skein of that. I do have a sweater quantity of Red Carpet. If you're looking for the perfect cherry red, this is it. This is Exposed Brick. Stiletto and Jean. I might have to save some of this for me. So pretty. Pink Peony in DK. A couple skeins of Rose Gold in DK. I think I still have a sweater quantity of Sugar Plum. Beautiful tweed. And then this is regular denim. Such a rich color. Mini Mobius on DK. Just a little bit left of that. And Sunday Times on DK. So that is the Chelsea Luxe that we have. And then if you've been here in, I haven't actually talked about it on the podcast at all. Oh wait, never mind. Hold on. We also got some, Josh hit the dye pots and he's got some restocks of Red Stag. So we have restocked Great Hall, which is his really pretty red plum color. This is all fingering. So that, we have Lock on fingering. We have Passport back again on fingering. We have Walsh Mantle on fingering for the first time. And then we have just 3 skeins left of Path, and this was the color custom for the yarn trail. So there's just 3 skeins left of that. It is a really great kind of a clay taupe color. Okay, now for the thing that I haven't talked about on here before, is I've started dyeing yarn now, and I have the Modern Skein label yarn, and it's really, really fun. So I'm playing around with lots of different colors, so you'll see colors come and go all the time, but I am going to be doing some restocks over the next few months and kind of really finding my color palette. Plus, we're going to be launching this week and this is me dyeing it, not Josh, the Friends Advent Calendar. So watch the website and watch your email newsletter list for that. Watch Instagram because they are going to be limited. So go ahead and pre-order once I put them up, the Friends Advent Calendar. You're going to get an awesome, awesome Advent Calendar with that. Okay, but let me show you real quick some of the colors. So this is Golden Pineapple. Really nice buttery pineapple color. This is Creme Brulee. No, not everything is food related. This is Frothy Waves. This is St. John's Bay. And this is fingering. I do a single ply fingering. That's my personal favorite, so that's what I'm dyeing up. This is Moonlight Reflection. This is Seagrass. This is Deep Ocean. What else do I have on fingering? Oh, yeah. Gotta reach it. Okay. This is the Deep. This is San Juan Sand. This is Serene. And this is Tiki Bar. And then I also am doing colors based on myself and the employees here at the shop. So Julie's colorway completely sold out already, so I gotta re-dye some more of that. But this is me, Sharon. Nice neutral with some navy speckles. Then we have Grace, which has some fun pops of orange and purples and greens and teals on a pink base. And then this is Heather. If you've seen Heather, she is all about purple. And then Julie's is obviously dark, moody teals. Now, this is on DK, and that's my other base that I have. So this one's another color called Out Island, light teal, light bright teal. This is the last skein I have of Trail Stop. which is the custom color. So it has burgundy speckles all in it. It's really pretty. And then this is Silver Fox. This is Rich Latte. This is Almost Ripe. This one was just so fun. So fun to dye up. Tropical Sunset. This will kind of give you a micro stripe, but not a true stripe, self-striping yarn, depending on your repeats. All right, so that is all of the yarn that we've gotten in so far that I can remember. So much going on, and I've got to open the shop in like 5 minutes. So, like I said, stay tuned for our newsletter. If you're not signed up for our newsletter, go to the website and sign up. We share lots of fun information. Shawlmania is almost over with, so you still have a few days. You have till midnight the 31st to enter into Shawlmania with your completed shawls. We will draw for Shawlmania when I get back, so around September 10th, because I don't get back till the 8th. So, anyway, September 1st, our Sweater Insania goes live, and so the thing is to create your sweater with using at least one skein of the Modern Skein yarn, and you'll be entered in if you finish by November 30th. 30 days has November. Yeah. I always have to do that little 30 days has November, April, June. No, that's wrong. I can't even say the thing right. Anyway, now I'm doubting myself. I don't know. Anyway, whatever the last day of November is, you have till midnight that day to finish your sweater, to be entered in to win the $75 gift card for the shop. What else? Some really important information is going to go out in the newsletter this week. Really, really, really important that I won't share here on the podcast until 2 weeks from now. But if you're on the email newsletter, you get first dibs. So you want to be on it. And no, it's not the advent calendar. There's something else. Bigger, better, wower. So, some of you, you've already guessed it. And yeah, you were right. So, stay tuned. That's all I can think of, and I really do have to open the doors like in 5 minutes. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you next week. No, I will be in Bermuda. I will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much, and I hope you have an enjoyable rest of your day, and keep knitting and crocheting and weaving and all the fiber arts and buying yarn, because that's a hobby in and of itself. Bye.